You guys going to check out a railroad tunnel? Maybe some mine ruins, river, some waterfalls? Jump on in. Let's go check this stuff out.
The trains and the streams, I find my peace. I'm not lost, I'm exploring, feeling alive with the wind in my hair and the sun in my eyes. I'm not lost, I'm exploring.
If you like rivers, waterfalls, train tunnels, railroad history, ruins, exploring abandoned areas, you guys are going to check this video out. Welcome back again. Just here exploring the Rockport access to the Lehigh Gorge State Park near Weatherly, Pennsylvania, and checking out some of the different infrastructure that's left over from the mining industry, the railroad industry in this area. And right at the parking lot, the very first parking lot coming in, I found this thing. It caught my eye, and then I realized there is foundation all along through here. So I'm not sure if it's a retaining wall or what, but it's a very cool thing. So you guys want to check this out. It's pretty cool. So here's more of that foundation. I followed all the way up, but I don't know if it's a private residence up there or what. I know this is just the edge of the state park, or this part on the way out of the parking lot anyway. It goes all the way down along this. I don't know if it's a retaining wall, but there are definitely spots where it could have been foundations to buildings. One right there where I just was, and one right here where it levels out. But then it goes all the way down to the bridge where it crosses over that water down there. So I don't know if it's just a retaining wall, but there's a house right there, and it starts right in here, and that's flattened out there, so I'm thinking that is some foundation, and then it runs all along this bank all the way down there, down by where my car is parked. The size of this tunnel, the height of that wall is kind of scary looking, I guess, but just a little. Lots of icicles already forming. It's like about 20 degrees out today, so it's a little chilly. Let's go back a little bit here. I don't have a flashlight, so actually, yeah, I do have a flashlight. Sorry about that, guys. Forgot I actually have a flashlight. Ooh, don't like that. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but that for me and being by myself is enough to make me turn around. And that guy there, he's just hanging out. That's a borehole. Like some block work. So I believe this was an old railroad tunnel. Turn these around. So I believe this is an old railroad tunnel. We're at the Rockport access point of the DNL, or the Lehigh Gorge State Park here in Pennsylvania, near Weatherly. We're going to check out some different things today. This tunnel was one of the things I wanted to check out, but seeing that little crack there, I'm not sure I want to go further. I am by myself, so let's go check out some of the other structures that are here. The river, some of the waterfalls. I know I've had you guys at the waterfalls, I think, before. And we'll see what else we can see here. All right. I think I mentioned this in one of my other videos. how when it gets so cold that they'll actually curl up. That's pretty neat. Like I said, it's about 20 degrees today. So, there's the tunnel we were just in. That rock wall. I wonder if anybody ever climbs up that rock wall. It's pretty neat. Just taking a few shots of these kiosks. If you guys want to pause it and check this out. And as I said, we're in this Lehigh Gorge State Park. The Rockport access point here just outside of Weatherly, Pennsylvania. So one of the things you'll notice as you come to this park is the abundance of natural beauty. But one of the things you got to keep in mind is we're actually on a railroad path, or a former railroad path. The D&L National Heritage Corridor. It's a scenic trail. I think it runs for like 160 miles, 100, something like that. I'll have to look that up and check and make sure I give you guys the right number. But I've been here quite a few times. This is one of my favorite places to go. You'll see the Lehigh River just off my shoulder there. So with that in mind, with the railroad running through here, obviously there's going to need to be some kind of infrastructure. So we're going to explore some of that today, or what's left of it. Some of the foundations are ruins. Check out the tunnel. Check out a few different things here. Maybe we'll make it to Luke's Falls, Buttermilk Falls. We'll check those things out and try to give you guys some detail, or as much detail as I know about them. And then as always, I'll link that information in the description down below for you guys, so if you want to follow up on it, you can. How beautiful is that? That's cool. So like I said, we're on the D&L trail, headed toward Luke Falls. The first building we're going to look at is just off the side of Luke's Falls. I'm not really sure what it was. Some people say it was a water tower for steam engines. Some people say it may have been a pump house. Haven't really been able to find much information on that. But it's still a pretty cool little building. And it's not really a far walk at all from the parking area or the restroom area, which is also a nice little surprise when you get here. Now, if you're curious about the D&L trail, like I said, I've been here a few times. I've actually done videos on bike rides, a couple bike rides that we did here, myself and my wife. So if you want to see those, if you want to check them out, I'll link them in the description as well. So this is Luke's Falls, just before that building I was talking about. And it goes way back there and then up the mountain. Really pretty all year round, especially the winter and the summer. And the fall, obviously, everything is beautiful in Pennsylvania in the fall, especially this area of Pennsylvania in the fall. So you can kind of see some of that infrastructure here. I'm not sure if at one point something either crossed the river right here. But here is that building I was talking about. We can actually go inside and check it out a little better. So if anybody has an idea what this might have been for, or actually knows what this might have been for, like I said, there's some conflicting information on the internet, whether it was a pump house or a water tower. I think it'd be a great place for a little cabin. That's what I think. It's amazing that that wood frame is still in there. That's the view from up top. Try not to fall down this bank. All right, so what do you guys think it is? I think it's pretty cool either way, but let me know in the comments down below, and let's go check out the next structure. Leads straight down into the Lehigh River. Seems kind of funny walking along this beautiful trail and thinking that once upon a time railroad ran through here, but there's definitely telltale signs scattered all around. If you look, some railroad ties, there's more ties down there. It's kind of one of the things I try to imagine, you know, when I'm walking in a place like this or exploring a place like this, is what was life like then? When they first put this railroad up, I understand that most of this was deforested, and now it's grown back beautifully. But what did it look like then? It was just barren. I'm sure it still had its own natural beauty with the cliffs that line both sides of this gorge, but it's a different time. It's hard to imagine that we have so much today that they didn't have accessible to them, and I think they really appreciated nature a lot more than most people do today. I also kind of find that maybe my last statement a little funny, because as much as I feel like they appreciated nature, I also feel like they exploited it quite a bit as well. Not only for the natural resources, the coal, the forest, the timber. They took advantage of it and they destroyed a lot of it. They polluted the Lehigh River. Was actually one of the most polluted rivers at one point. At the Lehigh Tannery, there's actually a sign that says the river ran black. So those are some things that just to take into consideration. We have the blessings now where someone is monitoring them. Don't always agree with their decisions, but someone's looking out for them. On a day like today, it's kind of hard to picture it, but this is like one of the best places to go whitewater rafting in Pennsylvania. There are signs all over the place, and there's many companies that run out of Jim Thorpe and Whitehaven. If you're looking into that kind of trip, whether it's a day trip or you're coming for a couple of days, maybe you want to do the bike trail, that's a beautiful trip as well. They actually have a train that runs from Jim Thorpe. You load your bike on, or you can rent the bike while you're there, and they take you up to Whitehaven and drop you off, and you ride your way back into Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. And just in case you guys are wondering what made me think of the bike trip, there's some tools for you just in case you forget your own. And like I said, I've done several miles of that myself. Actually did Jim Thorpe to Rockport earlier this summer. I think I have a video of that up. If I do, I'll link to that as well. I usually like to do those kind of things like in the late spring, late spring, early fall. Summer it can get a little hot, humid, so I try to avoid the summertime as much as I can when I'm out on at least out on a bike. There's a neat little outcropping. Probably a pretty good place down there to stop and eat lunch. Watch the rafters load into the river up here, or if you're a fisherman, which I know many people are, and including myself, it's a great place to stop and try to catch some luck. Good trout fishing in here, this area. Much better up closer to the dam, but it's nice in this area as well. This little creek is absolutely beautiful. some more information about the rail trail. Like I said, if you guys want to pause that and take a look at it, or I'll include some stills at the end. Alright, so I got a little swept up in the beauty of the creek right there. But the next spot we're going to look at right here is right here. And these foundations, these probably had some kind of tank or something sitting on top of them. I'm not really sure again what these were for, and there is no information about that. Looks like there might be a little bit of a hole right there. Maybe something ran underneath, pipe. Let's check them out. Oh, yeah, see. It dips down in the middle. Oh, there, it looks like it's solid. There's nothing behind it. No tunnel that I can see. Let's see if we walk between them here. Feels pretty solid. A little bit of a hole right there. Huh. Let's see what we can find. Thought maybe that path will lead us somewhere. Up on top, there's a big outcropping of rocks up ahead on the trail. I thought it would take us out onto them rocks. It does not. There's those big structures again. Again, if you guys know what that is, please let me know in the comments down below. Some more rail ties. This is just the other side of the creek and the road coming in. There's a trail that runs up along here. Not really sure how far back that goes. Go back a little bit and check it out. This is such a beautiful area, beautiful state park, and it only gets better as the winter comes in. There's not too many times in the year, actually I don't think there's any times a year, that you would come here and that you would be disappointed in making the trip. It is a beautiful area to explore. There's so much to do in the local area as far as outdoor activities. Sorry, I was looking up that cliff right there, getting curious. See, there's even railroad ties all the way up here. So, there's that cliff I was just speaking about. That's the trail I was trying to go up. That dead end's not far from where I was. Thought maybe it got up on top of those rock outcroppings. I was hoping that trail I was on would lead up top up there. I would love to see what the view is like right out there on that rock. Unfortunately, it does not. Maybe we'll figure out another way to get a little better vantage point. Save that for another day. Eventually this whole face will look just like that. All right, so I tapped out. The ears are getting a little cold. I had to throw my hat on. I love this hat. This was a gift from my daughter. She crocheted herself. I always say knitted, but she crocheted herself, and I absolutely love it. And I wear it quite frequently. So anyway, as we continue down the trail here, we're gonna come to another waterfall, Buttermilk Falls. But I wanted to stop and show you guys this. How cool is that? How the whole rock face will get like that as the winter rolls on. And it's absolutely stunning to see it. This is like a postcard view when you come down here just after a fresh snow. There she is, Buttermilk Falls. This is one of my favorite waterfalls in Pennsylvania, and one of several that are named Buttermilk. So if you guys like this quick video of the Lehigh Gorge State Park here in Pennsylvania, be sure to check out my other videos. We do some tenting, just getting into hot tenting or winter camping. Lots of backpacking trips and hiking trips planned for the future. And lots of different little, quirky roadside attractions, amusement parks. Try to get around, do a little bit of everything. Sharing Pennsylvania and all its beauty. So thank you guys again, and be sure to check out some of my other videos.